If you've ever listened to a sales pitch and felt that quiet, nah, something's off feeling, this video is for you. You know the moment. Someone piles on the compliments, or suddenly you're being rushed. Last chance, everyone else already agreed. And instead of panicking, you pause. Why is it that some people fall for guilt trips, gaslighting, or pressure tactics, while others seem weirdly immune? Manipulators hate these people. Not because they're rude, not because they're cold, but because their mind just doesn't bend easily. And here's the plot twist. People who are hard to manipulate often get misunderstood. They're called stubborn, distant, or too analytical. But psychologically, they're running a different operating system. Today, we're breaking down the hidden superpowers of people who are almost impossible to manipulate, and why this is actually your biggest edge in life. People who are hard to manipulate don't instantly accept information, they interrogate it. Not aggressively, quietly. When someone makes a bold claim, their brain asks, compared to what? Who benefits if I believe this? Psychologists call this cognitive evaluation, and it weakens manipulation before it even starts. Think about scam emails. Most people react emotionally, fear or excitement. But you notice the spelling errors, the urgency, the logic gaps. It's not negativity, it's pattern recognition. Your brain hates cognitive dissonance when things don't add up, so it keeps digging until the story makes sense. Manipulators rely on emotional shortcuts. You take the long road, and that alone shuts the whole game down. Here's something manipulators never expect: emotional awareness. People who are hard to manipulate can feel emotions deeply, but they don't let emotions drive the steering wheel. They notice when guilt is being installed. They catch when fear is being manufactured. Psychologists call this emotional regulation, the ability to experience feelings without being controlled by them. You might hear, if you really cared, you would, and instead of reacting, your brain goes, that's emotional leverage. And boundaries? Oh, they're solid. You don't over-explain. You don't justify your no like it's a courtroom defense. You understand something powerful. Feelings are information, not instructions. That awareness alone makes manipulation painfully obvious. Manipulation feeds on uncertainty. So when someone truly knows themselves, the fuel runs out. People who are hard to manipulate have high self-concept clarity. They know their values, their limits, their patterns. That's why fake compliments don't work. You don't need external validation to decide your worth. When someone says, everyone expects this from you, your brain checks internally, not socially. This creates psychological independence. You're not anti-people. You're just not approval dependent. And here's the secret manipulators never want you to learn. The less you need others to define you, the less power they have over you. Ever notice how manipulators often hide behind confidence, status, or charm? People who are hard to manipulate don't confuse authority with accuracy. They don't assume charisma equals truth. Psychology calls this resistance to authority bias, the tendency to believe someone just because they sound important. You've probably seen this at work. A confident coworker pushes a bad idea. Everyone nods. You quietly think, confidence isn't competence. You don't reject authority automatically. You just verify it. This makes you resistant to cult thinking, group pressure, and influencer manipulation. You're not impressed by volume. You're impressed by logic. And in a world full of loud voices, that's rare power. This one drives manipulators insane. People who are hard to manipulate don't collapse under guilt. They ask one dangerous question: is this actually my responsibility? Guilt tripping works when someone feels over-responsible for others' emotions. You don't. When someone says, you're the only one who can help, you pause instead of panicking. Psychologists link this to psychological resilience, the ability to tolerate discomfort without surrendering your values. You can sit with awkwardness, with silence, with disapproval. That doesn't make you cold, it makes you emotionally strong. Pressure needs urgency. You bring patience, and patience dismantles manipulation every single time.